Hey, I haven't seen you guys for a while. This is Nessyp
Yes.
of Nessyp Entertainment, and I am here with Miss Jackie Hersey. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. See, I have issues. My audience knows I have issues with names. Or sometimes I'll be someplace and I have to put all these words together from where I am, and they know me. They just know me. So Miss Jackie, her and I have been trying to get together for a while. And due to unforeseen circumstances, either she couldn't get us together or I couldn't get us together, but we finally got together here. Yay. I'm so excited. Okay, so Miss Jackie has a podcast called Home Study with a Purpose.
Yes.
So Miss Jackie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from Utica, New York,
Okay.
and we came down here. So I'm basically a Floridian now, and I'm
We still
learning.
transplants. I don't care what we say.
Yes.
Floridians, but they'll still call us transplants. So
Yes, because my accent is a little different. I talk a little different, but I think I done came down to Southern, so to speak.
okay.
I'm learning the language and
Yeah.
all that stuff. But yeah, we came down here and then I settled in and everything and stuff. I basically grew up down here.
Okay.
And with 7 sisters. I have no brothers.
Wow.
And yeah. And so I learned to be a young boy, but yet being a girl. We had to we had to learn.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes, we had to take out the garbage in front of everybody, and all that stuff. Yep. And as we grow up down here and stuff, and then we, kind of when we got grown, I went to Bogey, in Osceola, but I graduated from Bogey.
Is that the elementary school or the high school?
High school.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And at the Bogey, I just went wow, so to speak. I didn't learn a lot of stuff,
Okay.
I only showed a lot of stuff, studied, taught a lot of stuff.
Okay. Well, how did you, why did you start Home Study with a Purpose? And when did you start it?
I started it like in 89.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So what made you start it?
Going through trials and tribulations, and that when I seen how God brought me out through the Word of God, that's when I went to PAR, and after I graduated from PAR, and Clarissa Hersey, which is my sister-in-law, she passed on, but she was like my mentor.
Okay.
And and just me, well, when I was with her, she had Breaking Free down here on 18th and St. Pete.
Okay.
And kind of inspired me, after her passing and stuff. And it kind of inspired me to help, people that's getting out of prison, offer drugs and stuff. Because nobody know how to live life. Well, I would say I did not know how to live life on life terms without being a function addict.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I started over here in St. Pete on Harbordale because I seen so many people still doing the drugs and everything like that. And I wanted to help. So they started coming to the house. I literally got out there and knocked on people's door. It was scary. Yeah. Yes. Because it's like, I know you in there and I know what you're doing. I was that person. I was rude.
So that's just saying that you were an evangelist by heart, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spreading the gospel. And the thing about it, the same ones that I went and knocked on those doors, those are the same ones I used to get high with.
Wow. So what was their reaction to that?
First they reneged, because they had seen me. Here I come 3 years later, saying, hey, y'all try Jesus,
Mhm.
and they didn't, yeah, they reneged me. They laughed, they pointed, I got everything, but I was consistent.
Okay.
I was insistent to tell them about God,
So
regardless
did
of
that
what.
make a big impact on some of their lives?
Yes, some of them are still clean today. A few have passed on,
Mhm.
but some of them are still clean, and some of them, gave their life to Christ. And it's nothing that I did. He just used me. He took
Okay.
me out of there and then put me back in there. Took me out of Harbordale and then put me back in there.
Wow.
After he straightened me out, and then you know he just showed me, you know, and I just started telling people about the goodness of God, and that's how I got saved, through Jesus Christ.
Okay.
You know,
What do you think was the hardest? I see this hand up on my screen. What do you think the hardest thing was for you to make that transition of coming out from the situation that you were in up until you are now? What do you think was the hardest thing?
well, um, it put me in the mind of what Jesus said. Can any good thing come out of Nazareth? It
Okay.
really did put me in the mind of that. What he said, can any good thing come out of the Neely family? Can any good thing come from out of, off the street, so to speak?
Okay.
And yes, yes, it made a totally difference. And they did not, like I said earlier, they didn't receive me because I was getting high with you. I was drinking with you. We were doing all the crazy stuff. And here I come 3 years later or 4 years later saying, hey, try Jesus. And they literally, you know, they said, yeah, you know, but how did I come out? That's was my thing was, can any good thing come from me, from the street,
Yeah.
and stuff. And they actually, I couldn't believe it, but it wasn't me. It wasn't me doing it.
Right.
I
I,
didn't.
I understand that part.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is, I mean, what you've just been telling us, I think is really amazing, just to show other people how they can change their lives.
Yes.
So was there one particular thing that really kind of pushed you toward God? Is it something that really happened since you were in one situation? What really pushed you?
I was gonna die, and I knew it.
Okay.
I knew I was gonna die because He told me. God told me you're gonna surely die, because I had reservations of, well, maybe, I can tell all these fake people and I can still get high, you know, and
Mhm.
stuff. But He said I was gonna die. And that really, really, and I believed it. And I believed it because I knew it was no other voice out here telling me, everybody else, yeah, yeah, the world will say, keep going, keep going. But
Mhm.
when I heard in my spirit that you're gonna die, and that would really, you know, turn my whole life around. It wasn't no scary, no boogie, the crunchy. It was
Right.
a nice voice saying, you will surely die.
Wow.
Yeah. And that really turned my whole life around. It really did.
Wow. That that well, God is amazing anyway. So, he can do all kind of things in order for you to uh turn things around where you feel like, because it's like the Bible says, everything that man or the devil means for bad, God will make it for good.
Yes.
So that's awesome. I happened to run across a post, and I should have made this print a little bigger, that you did today. And it says, no, you did it on August 2nd. I just saw it today. And
Okay.
it says, good evening, family and friends. Just saying, some people don't want you to do better than them, but they will clap for you and be happy for you all the while it's a lie. Families, friends, and associates. It doesn't matter. They don't want you to do better than them, but greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The love shows compassion, make them enemies, make them mad, family or friends. It doesn't matter who you are in our side of God, you're better. You better be a child of God and stop playing with God and just saying love. What inspired you to write that? Was it something that someone said to you or somebody, not saying that they pissed you off, but
Right.
is there, what was the reason behind that post?
The reason is that I found out that everybody who say they're your friends are really not. Even
That's
the people
true.
that are, even the people I ministered to and helped along the way, they left me. Well, I felt that they left me. You
Okay.
know, and what I mean by that is that they went on with their lives, and I prayed about it, and that's what God said. They only for a season. You know, I always was that type of person that if I got a friend, I'm thinking that you're my friend and you're never going nowhere. I love you to the end, you know, and stuff. And God showed up and like, no, that's only for a season. And even with the family, you know, and some people don't want to see you do better, even in your family.
That
You
is
can
true.
have your, you know, they don't want to see you do better. You can do better, but don't do better than them. Don't don't, clam delighted, because to me, they're like crabs in a bucket, even my family members, but, even my friends, so-called friends, I can count my friends now on one hand because I don't have any. But and what inspired me was that they're not going to always be your friend. They have their life and they're living their life and stuff, even though I'm a close-knit person. And God is teaching me, don't get so connected with people because they will deceive you and they will leave you. And I felt like even at my worst time or going through something, they wasn't there. But I was there for you when you was going through whatever you was going through, but you were not there for me. And what inspired me was that, okay, Jackie, let it go. Let them go. And what I mean by that, don't call them, don't talk to them. They got your number. So, I don't want to sound bitter or anything, but it's just a fact of growing and maturing in yourself. Being all right with you, being alone with you and your thoughts and your feelings. And there's not going to always be somebody there to hold my hand and to help me. Because even though I'm in this state, you still want friends, you still want people to talk to and stuff, but it's like, no, like he just closed me away for a appointed time to say, no, you're going to get to know me. I'm your friend. I'm the friend that's going to never leave you. I'm going to tell you good things. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to uplift you. I'm going to love you. I'm going to not judge you, and so that's what I'm getting to know, even know more is me and not dependent on my friends or my family.
Okay.
You can have a close-knit family, but I found out that the enemies are in the family because they know you more.
Yeah. They know where to hit. Yeah. They know where to hit because they're pretty close to you.
Yes. And they will discourage you.
That is really I don't know if everybody goes through that because I've been where you are, and there's sometimes I feel like I'm still there. And there are people that they won't support you. Like you said, they'll say, yay, congratulations, you're a good thing. But I think because and someone told me, I was having a conversation with someone, and they said, you remind them of what they're doing now. It's like if you know this person for 10 years and that person is still doing the same thing that they were doing 10 years ago and you moved on, they don't like that because it reminds them of where they still are. And I wonder if that has a lot to do with it.
Yes, when you grow up, and you're not hanging out to the cookout. You're not doing sort of things what they're used to you doing. If you're living the less, the bare minimum. They all right with it, yes, but Don't dare to come and think, okay, I got a little intelligent. Okay, I done got smarter. I done got wiser. You know, it was an incident when my dad passed away, and everybody was there in Fort Lauderdale. And I kid you not, everybody had on black. Everybody. And, you know, you got that one in one, you know, that sister or that brother, and, you know, always like this.
Okay.
And they looked at me and said, well, she did. Oh, how dare you come in here with white? And I looked at her with a smile and say, I found me. So I don't have to live to your standards. I don't have to, you know, can I go with you? I don't have to do that no more. And right then that broke the ice. Never had any problems or anything like that because I found me. I had to, because I was always living in somebody else's shadow.
Okay.
You know, do it this way. You know, wear this dress. Don't wear that. And, you know, and that's how I was living until I said, oh, no, we're not doing it. You know, I'm grown now and stuff. And they didn't like it. Well, she didn't like it. You know, and the other ones, it reminded me of who was David, you know, when he was fighting Goliath and all the brothers.
Yeah.
And the brothers was over
right.
there, you know, they was handsome and he was back there with the sheep and the this and that, but little did they know he was talking to God all the while.
Right.
You know, he's out and slew the bear and the lion, and you know, and who is this? And then the brothers say, oh, you come out here with your little swirly self, basically, and you know, and stuff. Going on back there and feed the sheep. But little did they know that, you know, he was the one. You know, they rejecting him, the least one, you know, get in the back of the line, you're nobody. And that's how I felt at first, you know, until I know that I was chosen. When I found out I was chosen, and then I started walking in that, you know, and going places and doing stuff, you know, and he just showed up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just kind of based on what you just said, it's like God gives his strongest battles to the ones that we think are the weakest.
Yes.
You know, so that's kind of cool. I like that. Where are you taking your podcast? Are you going to keep doing it the way you're doing it now? Are you going to move it up some, or what's your future plans for your podcast?
Well, just recently, I'm gonna change the days. I'm gonna change the days, and you know, because I noticed that people, you know, I watch, you know, certain things and stuff, podcasts, and I'm like, okay, I need to change it, you know, and because I've been praying about, Lord, what to do. I'm not trying to get the 1.9 million. He said just a few. If I can get just a few, see, I'm not trying to, you know, I want you to give your life to Christ. That's my whole thing. Not just to sit up here and listen to me, but I want to lead you to Christ. You know, to have that spirit. He said, if you can save just one, if you can just draw one to me, if you can just, you know, help that one, you know, so they can give their life to Christ. And then I did my job, you know, but, you know, for me, right now, I'm just going to move from a different day, you know, and just keep on, you know, and keep moving out. I got to move by what God said. If I do it, it's going to mess up. I already know. I've tried it so many times, but I heard in my spirit, pick another day, you know, another, you know, day and stuff. Study. I've been doing 5 o'clock Thursdays for like 4 years, nonstop. And with a consistency, or when God tell you to stay there, you stay right there. I don't care what the next person think. With me, I can't, you know, focus on what somebody else. Well, how long did and this and that? I only move when God moves. When He say move, He say change the date. Okay, change the date. He got a plan. My plan is not going to work. Yeah, I tried it. Trust me, I tried it. It don't work. I done got tired, weak, hungry, and stuff. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this no more. But when you do it God way, Oh yes, you see results and everything. You be woo, you be excited about everything and stuff because you're doing it his way.
Okay,
And his way is not always easy.
that
You
is
get
true.
frustrated, you
That
get
is true.
frustrated and tired, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing this day. But he said, you don't walk by your feelings, and so
Mhm.
I can't depend on my feelings because they subject to change. They will change.
Yeah,
I
because
like
we're of the
today.
flesh, and so we feel like we want to do what we want to do and not what God tells us to do.
Yeah.
For some of us, now I'm not making no judgments or anything.
Right.
I'm just
Yes. Yeah.
speaking for me. But
Yes.
it's hey, it can be a struggle. It can
Mm-hmm.
definitely be a struggle. Like you said, I don't want to do this, and I can do this, and then you just don't realize that you are not in control.
Exactly.
And it's
Yes.
kind of hard sometimes to you have to constant for me. I'm only speaking for me. Have to constantly remind myself that I'm not in control.
Yes.
I'm not in control. Uh, and I struggle with that because I like being in what I consider to be in control. And like you just said, it'll just mess up every time. It just mess up every
It don't
time.
work.
Because you get to that point where you be going, oh, I can take care of this. I'm good. I'm good. And don't realize that you get ready to mess up big time because
Uh-huh.
that's not what God had planned for you. So I get it. I do get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Miss Jackie, do you have
Yes.
any idea at this point what day that you're going to change it over to? Is
I
there
was
a
thinking
day
about
and a time or just the day?
I was thinking about on a Wednesday.
Okay.
Because see, everybody got a Tuesday, they got a Wednesday. I listen to a lot of people and they got their days, and he said, a Wednesday or Saturday, you
Okay.
know, like that. It's just to because you'll get more viewers, or because a lot of people not working on the weekend or something like that. But I can't. There I go thinking. There I go thinking. He says it's not about what my thoughts higher than yours. So it
Okay.
might seem odd to me to say a Saturday, but his plans is greater than mine. So
Okay.
his thoughts not mine. So I have to catch myself like you just seen me doing. Like, wait a minute, because it seemed odd and out of balance. But that's where he does his best work. That's where he shows up the best. That's when he show out on that thing that you unexpected.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's in control.
Okay. So I have one more question for you. Um, what advice would you give to a person uh, that hasn't got to that point where you are as far as finding yourself or listening to God and doing the things? What advice would you give them to kind of like get them on the, I'm not going, straight and narrow is not the words that I'm looking for, but just to kind of guide them and help them get to that point where they do recognize all the time that God is in control?
Trust. Trust him no matter what. No matter
Okay.
how bad it gets, no matter how it looks, because we walk by faith. And
Mhm.
that's what I learned. To trust the process, trust each day. It might don't go out it might don't happen the way how we planned it,
Right.
but trust. We going on our merry little way. We're going to work. We're going to school. We got kids. We got this. And we're doing the same thing. But he said, trust me when life shows up, when, circumstances show up, when things start happening in our life. Trust me. That's what he asked the disciples. Would you leave me just like the rest of them? Or will you trust me? Trust. That's the
Wow.
most important thing because with trust come obedience. And
Okay.
when you trust him and you obey, you know the word and you obey just because the storm and everything is happening and life is showing up, you got distractions, you got, things are not happening right. And I
Mhm.
can speak on that, is that when hell like is breaking loose, will you still trust me? He want that trust because with trust come obedience and also it's a heart. It's your heart is confident in what God said. So how to get out of it? Just keep trusting. Just keep walking. Just keep obeying and trust. Gotta trust no matter what. No matter what, just keep trusting, because this is how Satan operates. He wants you to not trust when all things are not going your way. He wants you to walk away. He don't want you to believe. This is what he comes for. He comes for your confidence. He comes for your faith. He comes in anything that you believe in him. He said, okay, I'm going to attack that right there because I can see she's struggling. Or, well, I'm going to throw the kitchen sink because she don't know how to wash dishes anymore. Meaning that she don't know how to clean up. You know, when trials and tribulations come, okay, she's going to renege. And all the while, we got the whole armor on. We're fighting and we have everything, but we're running with the running with the weapon. We are the weapon. And this is why he's scared. This is why the enemy is scared, because we are the weapon. He said, what? I give you authority. I give you power. I give you everything. We have everything, but some of us run with the, with the power, with the authority.
Yeah.
David didn't run when he seen Goliath. He stood up there like, well, who is this? Oh, you will not defile my God. And by some of us, we got attitudes and we got some things going on. We can confront this thing with the authority of God, knowing that, okay, I'm not backing down. And I use David because he didn't run. Why all the other brothers, no matter how many days, Goliath came out, because he just didn't come out there one day. He came out there about 40 days, taunting them, and this is what the enemy does, to come to discourage us. But David didn't run. He already knew, I got 5 smooth stones and I got the Lord on my side. Why run? When the brothers did, they ran, but he didn't. So I look at David to that aspect, don't run from the circumstance just because he trusted God. He had confidence that he already, like we can look on the back of our life and say, okay, he brought me out of this. He did that. Okay, he saved me. He did this. Same thing what David did. So I was through the line. I done did this. Y'all gonna defile? See, and that makes me even kind of, you get that little,
man. Supposed to be bold. We're supposed to be bold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are.
And it's easy to say, because when you're in it, sometimes you don't see a way out. You don't see the light. You don't see, and stuff. And that's when you say, trust me. Trust me. I am the way out of this. But we got to follow in order to get out of it. Yeah. I was going through a situation and stuff, and I didn't know, like the situation with my car, and I had to catch the bus, and I'm like, oh, because I had that standard about myself. I will never catch a bus. I had that thing about me. God said, oh, okay, I got you. So, I laugh now, but when I was in it, I had to trust him.
Right.
Because that looked like it was the darkest thing. I had to walk down the street 6 o'clock. But at the same time, God was sending people my way. Because I made that first step. And I kept walking, and I kept going to that bus stop, kept going, and one guy, which I knew, he don't send strangers. He gonna always send somebody gonna see you all the way through it.
Okay.
And he did. And he did. And, and he took me to the little bus stop every day, with no hidden agendas. Because first thing in my mind, I'm thinking demon and all kinds of stuff. And you're going to try to hurt me and stuff. And But he said, trust me. And I continue to trust God until that day. He sent another guy who I know from years ago. Mm-hmm. And this is how you can tell who's your friend. Because they helped me, because I was going through the FEMA thing, and stuff. And this person stayed with me all the way. I mean, all the way, even through the hangups and, oh no, you're not getting such and such. And, we're arguing back and forth. I don't know how to work a computer. They was on a computer 24/7 fighting for me. And just like the same thing again with David. I'm like, oh, okay, Lord, because I know me. I would have like, child, be anybody studying FEMA, none of the rest of them, just give up. But this one, he hung in there, all the way, and didn't ask for a dime. He said, I just want to make sure that you got what was coming to you.
Wow.
All because I trusted God. I could have gave up, throw the towel in, and this is what the enemy wants. Give up. Even when it was stormy and whatever, give up.
Yeah. And he knows your weaknesses just as well as God does. And so those are, for me, those are the things that he just really concentrates on, because he feels like, okay, I got her because I know she's weak in this point and she's weak at that point. And yeah, I got it. So I get it.
But you know what? God said, even though when you're weak, yet you're strong. So even when you're weak in that area, you know, but this is when you find strength in God. Because he said, I'll strengthen you. I'll help you. I'll encourage you. I'll see, everything is always about God. When I learned that everything that I encounter, God is in it. He said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you.
Yep.
He's always there. So even though, because the enemy comes to try to blind the minds, he wants you to look at the circumstances or whatever you're going through. He wants, you know, a person just to turn away from God and focus on the problem. No. He said, no. The problem is not that. The problem is you looking at it too long. Okay. When I look at something too long, I know I got a problem, because I be on try to analyze and figure it out why God already worked it out. And I'm like, you done worked it out yourself. But he say, I'm gonna get the glory out of this. Yeah. He said, I'm gonna get the glory out. So when you come out, nobody but Jesus, you're gonna give it glory to God. You're gonna uplift his name, you know, and stuff. And that's what I've been doing, even to right now, you know, just going through stuff. I'd rather go through than to be stuck, you know, because when you're stuck, you can get stuff all thrown at you, piled up on you, your thoughts and everything. When, you know, in Romans, he said that we have a renewed mind. So I look at the situation now a little bit different. Okay. I look at it now different. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Miss Jackie, it was so, I mean, we usually talk, but this was so cool for you to be able, I mean, I know that you have your own podcast, but to be able to share that information with my listeners, I really appreciate it. I really do. I would like to tell my testimony if there's a possibility. Okay. It's called, I think I shared it with you a while back, you know, and I tell it because it was in 89 or something like that, way back, you know. Only had a son, now he's 41. So this is a old rap. And whatever, I mean, a rap testimony, whatever God used something, he used it for generation to generation it never dies. Okay. It never goes away. Okay. And it's called I Was One of Those. I was one of those on the block, yelling crack cocaine and smoking that rock. How I loved it for so long. It made me did things I knew it was wrong. It made me did things I didn't want to do, like hurt my kids, my family too. It made me stole and cheat. It even would have had me sleeping in the street, no place to go, no place to hide. Instead, it got me another high. My self-esteem, it was real low. I left my kids with people I didn't even know, and then I fell to my knees and said, God, please no. It made me leave. My kids in their house, no peppers on their body, no food in their mouth. I even stole food right out of my house. And yeah, it had me on this wing. It had me doing and saying some of everything. Today, I know that it's not a toy. Crack was put on earth to destroy. And it really was. Now, and that's way back when. And they're still doing the same thing now. Crack is still here, right here. It's out to kill, steal, and destroy. And that's what it had me to do. It wanted me to go way out there and be that person. But God had his hand on me all that time. All that time. And when I left my kids with people I didn't know, I laugh about it now. It's come to find out that I know them. I know them, you know, because the girl came like after that time, like 3 months later, hey, isn't you Jackie? Isn't you the donut sister? And girl, I had your son and I said, look at there. And guess what? She was working at Church's Chicken. Wow. But, you know, I'm not ashamed of it, because somebody told me one day I wouldn't tell my testimony like that, because that's something that you did. I said, honey, well, you stuck, because I was told that my testimony is for me to overcome everything that people, they can overcome struggles. Was it easy? No. because like I said, I went to park, but I had to study, the word of God. And then because I didn't know how to live life on life terms. My mom had my kids and everything. I didn't know how to live. I didn't know how to do anything but how to hustle and steal until on my road of Damascus. That's what I call it. Until I came encounter with Jesus.
Wow.
I became a new creature. I became new everything, boy. Like when you first met Jesus, you want to tell everybody.
Yeah.
They said, they go that girl, that Jesus mess. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Yes. And I remember those days. And right now I'm still on fire and running for the Lord. I just really, I don't have no magic or no potion or nothing like that. Or I learned about a whole bunch of stuff about these witchcraft and these people and all this stuff that's going around trying to, oh Lord Jesus, but God, he taught me how to fight. He taught me how to fight with the word, taught me how to be a seer. And the people here seer, they're thinking sorcerers, this and that. No, honey, God said, I'd show you things to come, where you can be able to stand the test.
Right.
Because they got tricks and schemes and plots. Like, again, people don't want to see you make it. People don't want to see another person make it. You can make it, but just don't get high as them. Just don't become better than them. But the devil is a liar. And I say that with confidence and a smile. Yes, he's a liar.
Your voice, girl. I hear it in your voice. Thank you for that. And I can understand why at some point you felt like you didn't want to share that, because people are so judgmental these days. But God is the only person that can judge us. We all got to go that route. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah. But you didn't share that with me, but it was okay because it was just like a refresher course. It was a refresher course for me.
I'll shout it from the rooftop. He said, because we overcome what? Him, the enemy, by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony.
Yeah.
That's a testimony. And it's all glory to God, because I don't look like what I've been through.
That is true.
I'm about to be 60. I'm almost about to be 60.
Girl. We're going to have to talk. We're going to have to talk. Okay, so Miss Jackie, tell everybody what you have going on now. How do they get to see what you're doing home with this study home with a purpose? How do they reach you to see what you're doing?
Just go to Jackie Hersey. Or then Jackie Hersey, or you can just type in home study with a purpose. I have on a blue and white dress, and then you can just join, or you can watch me live, because you can still, even if you put in Jackie Hersey, I have 2 pages. You can
so that's we're talking Facebook, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And you can just still get on either or. I'll be seen. Either way, they'll be able to see it.
Okay. So you guys, there you have it. Please follow Miss Jackie. She is just such an inspiration. I always have fun talking to Miss Jackie. She's just so cool. So I will see you. You guys have to come out the second Saturday of every month for Originally Unique Art. And I know I didn't say that right, but it's on the Art Walk in St. Pete the second Saturday of every month. So you guys need to come on out, because you get to see me and you get to see Miss Jackie.
Yes.
And Miss Catherine.
And Miss Catherine, yes.
And Miss Catherine.
Amen.
She is the one that's running the whole thing. So when you get to Miss Catherine. Again, Miss Jackie, thank you so much. I so appreciate you.
And thank you. Thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciate it.
This has been Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment. Back to you in the studio.